Matthew, I hurt.
Okay, that's a start, but that doesn't help me help you. Where do you hurt? How does it hurt? Is it sharp, dull, constant, comes and goes?
I don't know. I just hurt everywhere. Isn't that enough?
Not if you want actual help. This is exactly what we're talking about today. When you're sick and you need to see a doctor, saying I hurt or I don't feel good doesn't give them the information they need to diagnose you properly.
But I'm not a doctor. How am I supposed to know the right words?
That's why we're doing this episode. Medical English isn't just for doctors and nurses. It's for anyone who's ever felt sick and needed to explain what's wrong. And trust me, the better you can describe your symptoms, the faster you'll get the right treatment.
Fine. So what should I say instead of I hurt?
Let's start with the basics. There are two main words for physical discomfort, ache and pain. They're not the same thing. An ache is dull and continuous. It's that low-level discomfort that doesn't stop. Think about when you've been sitting at a desk all day and your back starts to feel sore and stiff.
Oh, like a headache.
Exactly. A headache is usually a dull, throbbing sensation. It's an ache. Same with a backache, a stomach ache, or a toothache. The word ache tells the doctor it's been going on for a while and it's not super intense, but it's bothering you.
Okay, so what's pain then?
Pain is sharper and more intense. It's sudden, stabbing, or severe. If you cut your finger, that's pain. If you twist your ankle, that's pain. Pain makes you stop what you're doing immediately because it's so uncomfortable.
So if I say I have a pain in my chest, that sounds more serious than I have a chest ache?
Absolutely. A sharp pain in your chest is something a doctor will take very seriously. An ache in your chest is still worth checking out, but the language you use tells them how urgent it is.
This is already helpful. I always just said everything hurts and wondered why doctors kept asking me to be more specific.
They're trying to narrow it down. Now, let's talk about your current situation. You said you hurt everywhere. Let's be more specific. Does your head hurt?
Yes, my head is pounding. It's like someone squeezing it from both sides.
Good description. That's a tension headache. What else?
My throat feels scratchy and painful when I swallow, and my whole body just feels weak and tired.
Those are classic symptoms of a cold or flu. Now, what about your stomach? Any issues there?
Actually, yes. I feel kind of sick to my stomach. Like I might throw up, but I haven't yet.
Ah, so you're feeling nauseous.
Wait, nauseous? Is that a stomach thing?
Yes, exactly. Nauseous means you feel like you're going to vomit or be sick. It's that queasy, unsettled feeling in your stomach. Some people say, I feel sick, but nauseous is the specific medical term.
So if I go to the doctor, I should say, I feel nauseous, instead of my stomach feels weird.
Precisely. It's clear and specific. Now, there's a related word you might hear, nausea. That's the noun. You can say, I'm experiencing nausea, or I feel nauseous. Both are correct.
Got it. I feel nauseous and I have a pounding headache and a sore throat. Am I dying?
You're not dying, but you might have the flu. Which brings us to an important question. Have you been around other people since you started feeling sick?
Yes, I went to work yesterday. I thought it was just allergies at first. Why?
Because if it's the flu, you're contagious.
Wait, contagious? Does that mean dangerous?
Not dangerous, but it means you can spread it to other people. Contagious means an illness can be transmitted from one person to another through contact, breathing the same air, or touching contaminated surfaces. The flu is highly contagious.
Oh no, so I might have gotten my coworkers sick.
Possibly, yes. This is why it's important to stay home when you're contagious. If you have a fever, body aches, sore throat, and nausea, you should not be at work or in public spaces. You need to rest and avoid spreading it to others.
How long am I contagious for?
With the flu, you're usually contagious from one day before symptoms start until about 5 to 7 days after you first feel sick. Children and people with weakened immune systems can be contagious even longer.
That's nearly a week. Should I just stay in bed the whole time?
Yes, rest is crucial. Drink plenty of fluids, get sleep, and keep your distance from others. Now, if your symptoms get worse or don't improve in a few days, you'll need to see a doctor.
And what will the doctor do?
They'll examine you, ask about your symptoms, maybe take your temperature and check your throat and lungs. If they determine you need medication, they'll write you a prescription.
Hold on. Prescription. Is that like a recipe?
Not quite, though the words are related. A prescription is a written order from a doctor that authorizes you to get specific medication from a pharmacy. It tells the pharmacist exactly what medicine you need, how much, and how often to take it.
So I can't just buy strong medicine without one?
Correct. Some medications are available over the counter, which means you can buy them without a prescription. Things like basic pain relievers, cough syrup, or antacids. But stronger medications, especially antibiotics or controlled substances, require a prescription from a licensed doctor.
Why is that?
Safety. Some medications can be dangerous if taken incorrectly or if they interact badly with other medicines you're taking. The prescription system ensures a medical professional has evaluated you and determined that specific medication is safe and appropriate for your condition.
That makes sense. So, if I go to the doctor with flu symptoms, they might give me a prescription for something stronger than what I can buy at the drugstore.
Possibly. For the flu, they might prescribe antiviral medication if you're in a high-risk group or if you caught it early enough. Or if they suspect a bacterial infection like strep throat, they'd prescribe antibiotics. But for a common cold, there's often no prescription needed. Just rest, fluids, and over-the-counter symptom relief.
This is good to know. I always felt intimidated going to the doctor because I didn't know how to explain what was wrong.
Let's practice. I'll be your doctor. You be the patient. We'll do a proper appointment. Ready?
I think so. Yes, okay, I'm ready.
Good morning. Please have a seat. What brings you in today?
Hi, doctor. I've been feeling really unwell for the past 2 days.
I see. Can you describe your symptoms for me?
Well, I have a pounding headache that won't go away. My throat is very sore, especially when I swallow. I feel nauseous, and my whole body feels weak and achy.
Excellent description. Have you had a fever?
I think so. I felt really hot last night and was sweating, but then I got chills.
That sounds like a fever. Have you taken your temperature?
No, I don't have a thermometer at home.
Understood. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being minor discomfort and 10 being the worst pain you've ever felt, how bad is the headache?
Maybe a 6? It's really bothering me, but I can still function.
Good. And the sore throat, same scale?
About a 7. It really hurts to swallow.
All right. Have you been around anyone else who's been sick recently?
Yes, my colleague at work was sick last week with similar symptoms.
That's helpful information. Let me examine your throat and take your temperature. Open wide and say ah.
Ah.
Your throat is quite inflamed, and your temperature is 38.5 degrees Celsius, which confirms you have a fever. Based on your symptoms and exposure, I believe you have influenza, commonly known as the flu.
Is that serious?
It can be, but for most healthy adults, it passes in about a week. However, you are contagious, so you need to stay home from work and avoid close contact with others. I'm going to write you a prescription for antiviral medication that should help reduce the severity and duration of your symptoms.
Thank you, doctor. How should I take the medication?
The prescription will have complete instructions, but typically you'll take it twice a day for 5 days. Make sure to complete the full course, even if you start feeling better. Also, get plenty of rest, drink lots of water, and you can take over-the-counter pain relievers for the headache and body aches.
Should I come back if I don't get better?
Yes, if your fever lasts more than 3 days, if you have difficulty breathing, or if your symptoms get significantly worse, come back immediately or go to the emergency room.
Okay, thank you so much.
Take care and feel better soon.
Wow, that was so much better than my usual doctor visits where I just mumble, I don't feel good.
See the difference? You gave specific symptoms. You described the intensity. You mentioned exposure to someone else who was sick. That gives the doctor everything they need to make an accurate diagnosis.
The scale of 1 to 10 thing was really helpful. I never know how to quantify pain.
That scale is used universally in medicine. It helps doctors understand subjective experiences objectively. A headache that's a 3 might not need treatment, but a headache that's a 9 could be a medical emergency.
What other symptoms should I know how to describe?
Great question. Let's run through some common ones. If you're coughing, is it a dry cough or a productive cough? Productive means you're coughing up mucus or phlegm.
I definitely need to know that. I always just say I'm coughing a lot.
If you have a rash, describe where it is, what it looks like. Is it red, raised, itchy, painful? Does it spread or stay in one place? If you're dizzy, is the room spinning or do you just feel lightheaded and unsteady?
There are so many specific words.
There are, but you don't need to memorize them all. Just think about the who, what, where, when, and how of your symptoms. Where does it hurt? What does it feel like? When did it start? How bad is it? Does anything make it better or worse?
That's a good framework. Okay, so let's say I feel better in a few days, but I still need to go back to work. What do I say when I call in sick?
Important question. Calling in sick professionally is a skill many people struggle with. You want to be clear and direct without oversharing medical details.
I always feel guilty and end up rambling.
You shouldn't. If you're genuinely sick, especially if you're contagious, staying home is the responsible thing to do. Here's a simple template. Call your supervisor and say, "Hi, this is Stephanie. I'm calling to let you know I won't be able to come in today because I'm unwell. I have flu symptoms and I don't want to risk spreading it to the team. I'll keep you updated on my recovery and hope to be back by Monday."
That's so simple and professional.
Exactly. You don't need to describe every symptom. You don't need to apologize excessively. Just state the facts. You're sick, you're staying home, you'll keep them informed.
What if they ask for more details?
You can say, "I'd prefer not to go into details, but I'm following medical advice to rest and recover. I'll provide a doctor's note if needed." In many workplaces, if you're off for more than 3 consecutive days, you'll need a medical certificate anyway.
That takes so much pressure off. I always thought I had to justify being sick.
You don't. Your health comes first. And honestly, going to work when you're contagious is inconsiderate to your colleagues. You're potentially making multiple people sick, which hurts productivity far more than one person taking a few days off.
You're right. I need to stop feeling guilty about it.
Absolutely. Now, let's recap what we've learned today. We talked about the difference between ache and pain. We learned that nauseous means feeling like you might vomit. We discussed that contagious means you can spread your illness to others. And we covered that a prescription is a doctor's written order for medication.
And we practiced a doctor's appointment where I actually described my symptoms clearly instead of just saying I don't feel good.
Exactly. The better you can communicate about your health, the better care you'll receive. Doctors aren't mind readers. They rely on you to give them accurate information.
This has been so helpful. I feel much more confident about my next doctor's visit.
Good. And remember, if you're ever unsure about symptoms, it's better to see a doctor than to wait and hope it goes away. Early treatment is almost always easier and more effective.
One last question. What if I'm in a foreign country and I need to see a doctor, but English isn't my first language?
Excellent question. Speak slowly and clearly. If you don't know a word, describe it. Instead of saying, "I feel nauseous," you could say, "I feel like I need to vomit." Use hand gestures to point to where it hurts. Most doctors are very patient with non-native speakers because they understand how stressful it is to be sick in an unfamiliar place.
That's reassuring.
And many hospitals in major cities have translation services or multilingual staff. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your health is too important to let language be a barrier.
Thank you, Matthew. I think everyone listening has learned something valuable today.
I hope so. Take care of yourselves out there, everyone. Know your symptoms, communicate clearly, and don't hesitate to seek medical help when you need it.
And if you're sick, please stay home. Nobody wants your germs.
Well said. Until next time, stay healthy.
This is the English Commute. Thanks for listening.